Hello, friends. How are you today? This beautiful Wednesday, January 4th, 2017. I welcome you to the first podcast this year, 2017. I hope I'm not still going to be saying 2016. There's something on me and dates that just never seem to click too well. I'm always messing dates up, and being funny with dates. I don't know why. My name is Doyisola Ilori for the people that are watching me for the first time. But on Facebook, I go by Ajoke Ade Omo Ayinde. I thank you all sincerely for the followership. I thank the people who take time to join me live, and of course those ones who watch this always afterwards. I will not stop appreciating you. I would not stop thanking you. I would not stop thinking highly of the ones who think that indeed this lady just speaks her heart out, and it's what it is. I see that 9 people have joined me, but I really don't know what 9 people have joined me. I don't know what this thing is doing to me today, but whatever it is doing to me, it seems to be good. A couple of years ago, I think about the time of GEJ's time, we had this discussion. It was heated at that time about gays that were getting 14 years, that would get 14 years imprisonment term in Nigeria. And we went back and forth, like we usually do on Facebook. We make out like we know everything. We just were backing at each other and jumping all over the place. I was a pro-gay person at that point in time. Just because of one person. I keep talking about Kenny every time about this. When we talk gay and these things, I think of no other person but Kenny. And because I met a good person in that guy, I didn't see the gay in him. I saw the humane and loving and beautiful side of his personality, of his person, and that was what I held on to. I recall at that time, Anike, Omobolande Anike Aburomi from Efon, she said, start doing. How would you feel if my son were to be gay? I think she wrote it on one of the comments that she put down, because the argument just went on and on that day. I wasn't going to agree that something was wrong with those guys. And I paused to think about it before I responded. I laughed. I did all sorts, and I punched that. Well, if my son were to be gay, I would support him. I would love him. I would learn more about gays, so that I can understand what's going on in his head and so on and so forth. You see, that day, I'm sure everybody was expecting me to say, Ọlọ́run ní jẹ́, my son would not be gay. But my point and my response stemmed from the fact that if I believe in a curse, if I believe in something, if I'm arguing for something, if I'm making a case for something, and I personalize it, and it doesn't sit down well with me, then I'm fake. For instance, I got into an argument recently with someone, and I said to him, your daughter that wedded recently, why didn't you let her marry Lamex or K1? And he started laughing and said, doing kinik. I said, is there anything wrong with that? Maybe they're just your older friends. And he was like, we'll get lost, Jerry, shut up. Where am I going today? Let me even go to group level. At my group, we call ourselves The Real You Try. The men will bring some funny things there and so on. Everybody's like saying stuff about it. But every time I look at such things, this anger just wells from nowhere. And I ask them, would you want your daughter to be like this? Or would you like that your wife would be like this? Before we all say that, most of them are excited about it. They're really like jumping all over the place and so on. But every time I have said that, it's either somebody goes like, why are you personalizing things? Why did you do that? Actually, I wasn't talking to you. And I'm like, no, it's not a function of you talking to me. It's a function of you defending the same thing that you're defending now. If you feel this thing you're talking about, or this point you're making makes sense to you, let it make sense to you all the way. It can't make haphazard sense. That's the way I see it. It shouldn't make haphazard sense. If you're into something, if you believe in something, if you're doing something, let that thing make all the sense to you all the way. I was in an environment and a guy had done something to his wife. And the woman said to the guy, place your hand on the Bible and pray that what you did to me should be the portion of your daughters. The guy couldn't do it. I was just smiling. I said, Oga, wọ́n ní kẹ́ gbọ́ wọlé Bible, kẹ́ gbàládùra. It wasn't like he was even because, okay, pray that this should be the lot of your children. Our friend could not do it. Why could he not do it? He couldn't do it because he knows that what he has just done was not something that was right. Every time I am in what seems like an argument with friends, male, female, whatever, I say it. I'm quick to say, bring in the wife, or bring in the husband, or bring in the child. And I do it deliberately because I want to see if this thing is at close quarters, you still would hold the same opinion and still be that real person that you are portraying because it's not your cup of tea. And 9.5 or 9.9 times I've had, why would you say that to my child? Why would you think that to my wife? Why would you talk like that about my husband? And I'm like, I thought you thought nothing, or you just said nothing was wrong with this. And if you said nothing is wrong with this position, why should it matter whether it was happening to your child or to your wife or to your husband? It's a position you are holding, and that's what I want you to hold on to. It's a position, it's something you believe in, and that's where I want you to stand out. You see, where am I going this morning or afternoon, wheresoever you're watching me from? Now, I need to put this up front. I cannot see who's watching me. I can see no comments right now. I can see nothing. So I really don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's something to... Oh, okay. I think I switched me helps. Okay, now I can see the people watching me. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. See my people. Bimpe, Abu... Ajoke Olami, morning, no, Adewale Adeshino. Hello, everybody. BC is watching. Funke is watching. Celia Adoimosonya is watching. Jaba is watching. Bankole Adeshino is watching. Fresh face, yeah. This Jagaja, look at it very well. Though. This one that they say is crawfish, you are saying is fresh. I think you want to abuse me this morning, BC. Justina is watching. Olori Ronti Ajayi is watching. Shegun Ajani. Ronke Abiodun Makinde Doyin Adedigba Adepiton Bero. Thank you all for watching me. Good morning, Adewale. I couldn't see. I think I had swiped it to this side, so I swiped it back to this side. Now I can see. Toyin Adeleke, I see you're watching. Iyalaje Lara, Olumide Fila. The compliments of the season to you too. Happy New Year to you all. So where am I going today with all these things I'm been trying to lay a background for? What I'm saying is so simple. Anything you put forward, anything you want to do as a person, anything you want to throw at another person, first test it on yourself to know if it's going to work. If you're not going to like it, don't do it to somebody else. If you're not going to like the idea of somebody come at you harshly, badly, whateverly, don't try it on somebody else. If you would not like that somebody does something to you, please don't do it to somebody else. You can't be immune to the bad, but throw bad at people and think that after all it is you. I am D. I'm the only one that can say this to people. I'm the only one that can do that to people. I'm the only one that can trash anybody and nothing will come out of it. You can't do that. Everything you try to do, you want to do, you plan to do, always plug yourself, your family member, always plug somebody. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, ọmọ ọlọ́mọ là ń ránṣẹ́ dé tòrutòru. We should stop that. We cannot feel that this is nice to happen to somebody, but we would not like it if it happens to us. That day, Anike asked me that question, would you want your son to be gay? When I read that thing, I laughed. I knew where she was going. I knew she had set a trap for me. I knew, because that argument, it was like a whole day. You know how when you spend the whole day on Facebook arguing and everybody is saying this and you are going back. Damn it, what's going on? Late was sleeping. No, you're not too late. It's okay. And then people were going on and condemning gays, and I'm like, as long as this person has not raped anybody, as long as this person has not picked a small boy, underage, I haven't seen what he's done that is wrong. As long as this person has not abused anybody in any way, the person has done nothing. Nigeria Arise, I recognize you and I thank you for watching me once again today. Thank you all so much for that. As long as this person has, I know it's a subject that most people were so vehemently against, but you see, the personality that represents that for me is such a strong, good person. Kenny is a wonderful human being. Thank you, Lolu. Aku birthday, Anoemi. Is such a strong, the only thing the whole world probably has against Kenny is the fact that he's gay. But barring that, even in him being gay, can you believe that Kenny is actually so much more, what's the word? He doesn't do adultery, or I don't know what they call it in the gay world. You know, like you men now, you will have a girlfriend, and you have maybe 4 girlfriends, side chicks or something. He doesn't do that. There was even a time that he got into this issue of not, like he had a boyfriend, and then he met this very powerful, very rich man, and he said, D, what do? I said, date him on the side now. You know me, man, Nigeria mentality. I don't know what the rules of God says. I'm not God. I wasn't. You see, Justina, you cannot sit here and say the rules of. You see, you have picked on gay as okay rule. How do you know the ones that you do that are not even that are against the rules of God? Many things. Maybe you just looked at somebody now and you had evil thoughts in your heart. Isn't that against the rule of God? It's not for me or anybody to judge them. As long as that's where I say it. Let their conscience judge them. Let what they do judge them. It's not my business to judge them. All I want in everybody around me is decency, honesty, love for humanity. These are the things that I believe would make the world go far and round. A friend stands by you as a friend, not a friend that is stabbing you at the back. No, those are not things. You see, whether you are gay or not, I talk so much about Kenny now that I'm sure a lot of people will just be wondering who this Kenny is. Kenny is just a fantastic human being. Kenny will stand by you. Kenny would, what's the word? If you're looking for a friend that will be there through thick and thin, sick and sin, as in that book, that French girl said, honestly, just swear towards Kenny. Once Kenny believes in you, and Kenny sees realness in you, you're home and dry. Now, I would rather take a Kenny that I know that I can close my eyes with than to take 1,000,001 of these other people that I cannot even trust. A friend that will say to you that, no, don't get me into that Kenny again. I'm not going to be part of it. No, sorry. Kenny will say, put me into it. Let us fight this battle. Why is it that until something concerns us, until something is really part of us, we say all sorts? There was this video that one uncle brought on to the group, and this girl, of course, very nice, she very pretty girl, stark naked, showering, washing her private part, opening everything, doing, and all the men were hooing and hawing, and my head was just banging. It was hurting me because I was like, why would any girl even be doing this? How does this even seem normal? What I said, if this is a performance, maybe to the boyfriend that is or something, it's fine. But why would we have this on the internet? Why would any girl, pretty girl for that matter, why would this? And the man like, well, what's wrong with it? What's this? And then I said, would you like your daughter to be like this? And everybody went quiet. I had an argument with one of the male guys there one day, and I said, can you something your wife? And like, why would you say that about my wife? And I'm like, look, I'm not even abusing your wife. I'm not anything your wife. I'm just asking you if you would want your wife to be in this situation, or you would want your wife to be this person. What am I saying today? I'm only saying that don't let us pluck in bad when it does not concern us, or don't let us gloat at bad when it doesn't concern us. Don't let us see something as okay because we are not in that situation. Don't let us feel that something is right and it's okay for the thing to go on because it is not us. A bad is always a bad. A bad will not be bad because it's your enemies. And a good will not be good because it's not for your enemy or something. Bad, we should always condemn as bad. Good, we should always see as good. That is why, I'm not saying I can't even be perfect. But the truth of the matter is that if I see bad in something, or I see bad in a person, I'm going to maintain that bad as in bad because I know bad is just bad for its sake. And if I see good even in an enemy, I will still maintain that good, even though I will let that person know that, you know what, even with all your goodness, so to hell with you. Don't let us wait until something affects us before we now begin to see it as bad or as good. Let us test these things we do before we throw it at other people. Would you like somebody to say this about you? If you know you wouldn't like it, then don't say it about somebody else. Would you like somebody to blackmail you? Would you like somebody to show your inappropriateness to your spouse? Would you like somebody to, you have sent private pictures of your whatever to your boyfriend. Would you like somebody to send that to your husband? Would you like somebody to talk bad about you? If you don't like all those things, then don't do it to any other person. Because you know that the fact that you are doing it and getting away with it does not mean it is right. You have done it, you have gotten away with it. Does that speak right? No. Whatever you would not want another person to do to you, please don't do it to other people. That's my message today. Very simple and straightforward message. And the only reason why I brought myself into the situation vis-a-vis that gay thing and so on was when I was asked that question. It was a big trap that day. And everybody was waiting for me to say, no, but my son would never be gay. And I said, if he is, well, I would accept it. And I think that settled it that day. Whatsoever you would not want anybody, or whatsoever you would not want happen to your kid, Shegun put up this, I think the girl, very nice, she busted bombs, everything, and she had on this, so to say, skimpy dress, and he asked a question, would you let your daughter go out on a date or something? And I'm like, if you will go out on a date with anybody like this, what is wrong in your daughter go out like that? Of course, everybody was like, how can my daughter do that? How can my daughter do that? How can my daughter do that? I noticed one thing about people. Thank you, Kemi Omoadeyemo, for sharing this. Thank you, Marike Oremi. I thank you. Thank you. I'm motivated. Why would you want something on somebody else? Why would you like to see my cleavage, my everything out? But once it's your daughter, it's like, no, you can't do that. No, we cannot do that. We should learn as human beings to begin to want good for even our enemies. If you treat your enemy the way you would treat your daughter, I can assure you. Thank you, Adewale Adeshina, for sharing this too. If you treat your enemy the way you treat your family, yourself, I can assure you that the world will be a better place for it. You can't have double standards. That is why I don't like APC. Shegun Showumi, I see you and I thank you for being here. That is why I don't like APC at all. Because what is right for APC is wrong for PDP. And that thing just gives me a headache every time. Anything that is, if APC does it, it is okay. But let PDP do it, it is a problem. I hate it. Every time I come across things like that. I hate double standard. I hate double talk. I hate double everything. With me and in my life, Anything that I can stand by bad and say, yes, I know it's bad, I'm standing by it. I will come out and agree that I know it is bad and I'm standing by it. I would not say that. I would not disagree that because it is me doing it now, or because it is true to my friend, or because it is somebody that I know. Shagun, show me, that's for you. Or because it is for somebody that I know, it is now good. Bad is bad. I will recognize it as bad, but I would accept it. I would not say because it is happening to somebody that I know, therefore it is no longer bad. This is what I'm preaching to us this new year. We cannot see bad. We cannot see evil. We cannot see something wrong. We cannot do to people what we don't want them to do to us and expect that it's okay because somebody is not being done to us. We cannot decide that, okay, until this thing happens to us, then it is not bad. I keep saying it to everybody. I've been in a lot of talk this past few days or weeks. And every time I have had to hammer on something, Bempe Lori, thank you also for sharing this. I have repeatedly said that. Why would somebody do this and this and this to people? And then somebody does the exact same thing to you and you're freaking out. That means that what you have been doing to people is wrong. Therefore, don't do that to people again. And then why would you want to do something to me? And then I say your daughter, and then you feel bad. No, why would you put my daughter in that situation? Why would you put me in that situation? Don't do whatever you don't want people to do to you. Whatever you know you would not like anybody do to your child, please don't do it to anybody. Whatever you would not want someone to say to you, whatever position you want somebody to hold for you, you are supposed to be my friend. You are supposed to stand up for me. You are supposed to be there for me. And then you come around and say, you know what, please take me out of that situation. I don't want to be part of it again. But when it is your own turn, you expect me to die there fighting for you. How does one explain that? Whatever you do not want anybody to do to you, please, Uncle Wale Anifowoshe, compliments of the season to you too, and my best wishes to your family, especially your beautiful wife that I have had so many wonderful things about. A happy birthday post, birthday whatever to her. I saw the pictures of her 40th. Her 50 lágbára Ọlọ́run adẹ̀pẹ́ lóra yín pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́ gbó. I hear she's a wonderful woman, and I thank God for you for picking one that has given you joy and people talk so highly of. When people speak highly of your wife, it tells that my husband also is doing something good. I appreciate and I recognize you, brother. Thank you so much. Whatever you do not want somebody to do to you, please don't do it to others. If you know that if somebody sticks this thing in you, it's going to hurt you, don't stick it into anything again. I strive not to do it. I know I hurt people a lot, especially with my bluntness. But in my being blunt, I feel that the person just deserves to know the truth. Or I just feel that, you know what? Nobody has monopoly of this thing, no. I strive real hard just not to do to people what I don't want them to do to me. But at the point that I'm throwing something in your face, it's like, okay, I don't care what you throw in my face. And that's the truth. Let us all learn to do right with ourselves moving forward. Let us all learn, especially the men. I'm even going to come to you. Okay, let me start with the women first. Why should network be bad now? What's wrong with the Lori? Let me start with the women first. Everything you do to your husband that you know in your heart you would not want the wife of your son do to him, I think you should begin to drop them this new year. I'm not going to go into details because we all know the bad that we do, just like we know the good that we do. If you're doing anything that you know in your heart, if my daughter-in-law should do this to my son, hey, Arawu son, I think you should begin to think to drop it. and I speak as a woman, the things I would not want my son's wife do to him, I have sworn to my God that I will not do to whoever I marry. Let us begin to plug ourselves into these situations. And as a man, everything you know that you would not want your son-in-law to do. Thank you, Uncle Benga, my darling Aburu. I thank God for your life. God bless you real good. When I read things like that, you see me dancing and bubbling. Whatever you would not want your son-in-law to do to your daughters, please don't do to your women. I see pictures of some battered women. I know many don't batter their wives. I know many love them from here to there and so on. But some still do it. There's so many things that people are doing to their women that they would not want done to their daughters. Whatever you would not want your son-in-law to do to your daughters, please don't do them to your wives again. And you know, women, I've first said your own. Whatever you would not want your daughter-in-law to do to your son, please don't do to your spouses. Don't do them again. If we all strive to do good by ourselves, honestly, marriages will be better, the world will be better, homes will be better, friendship will be better. If we actually strive to just do this good, okay, this is the good I want for myself. And you want that same good for that person. And you want that same good for that person. And you want that same good for everyone around you. Goodness will follow you. There will be less less fighting, less talk. But when you want that good only for yourself, and then for every other person it must be the bad, that is where we have the problem. Chris Adokim, don't let me go into. Don't call Uncle Lai Mohammed Lai, please. Is that Daddy Mohammed to me, so I will not be rude to him on this platform. Seriously, whatever you don't want somebody to do to you, then don't do it to the next person. If you don't do it to the next person, go and try it. Go and even say that this girl said something today, or this woman said something today. Okay, this is my colleague. Oh, let's even use the office setup. You see something that you know will get that person in trouble. If you see something that you know this person is doing wrong, if you correct the person at that point in time, everybody is good, things will work out smoothly. But because you want that person to get into trouble, you overlook it. Would you like that thing be overlooked for you and you get into trouble? If you would not like it, why don't you just correct that thing and say, like, Baja, I think this thing would happen like that. This will happen if this happens though. One thing I know about life is that whatsoever will be yours would always be yours. And no matter, you see, one thing that God has, maybe for me as a person, that God has used to sustain me, has been my Ola Nukon. Because even if you are killing me behind me, poisoning me, everything, because my heart is so pure towards, I get angry, and people will think, no, I'm not a bad person. I'm not. It has saved me too many times. I've seen situations that our fathers will say, when somebody said that we should do this to you, or when somebody said that we should do this, and then when we checked you out, we saw your innocence. The innocence was astonishing. And because of that, we couldn't do it. And I would just smile and say, Misha, I thought that they just said, no, obey. That's your thing. You talk too much safe. But in your heart, you mean no evil. And that has been my saving grace. Everywhere somebody tries to do something, or they try to do whatever something, and when, at least some good ones will check and say, even this person you are even thinking evil of, let's see what, and they find that this one, okay, the one she has said, she doesn't care. Why don't we try and just, you say, whatever you would not want somebody to, I can't even bring myself to say, look at XYZ, please, let me make her mad. Please look at her, make her sick. For what? Will our madness add money into your pocket? Why do we spread wickedness and make it a way of life? If we all would treat, this is one message I'm emphasizing today. If we all would treat the next person as the same way we want to be treated, I swear down the world will be a better place for it. I don't want you to do bad to me. Therefore, I won't do bad to you. I don't want you to do this to you, and therefore I won't do it to you. If we all can strive to be that, honestly, watch around you. Okay, we all say bad. Everybody is bad now. When I write my post, I always just embrace it because I don't even begin to know who to remove. Bad didn't drop from everyone. Good comes through us human beings. Bad comes through us human beings. But one message I am repeating and I'm emphasizing on today is the fact that whatsoever you do not want somebody to do to you, please don't do it to somebody else. If you can live by that little thing, I cited an example. Where would you know that somebody has a boyfriend? A married woman has a boyfriend. Or maybe you even give that woman the boyfriend and then you have a fight with that person and you package all the pictures of the guinea corn to the boyfriend and you send it to the husband. To what intent and purpose? Why would you do that as a human being? Kí ló fẹ́ gbà bẹ́ẹ̀? Kí ló dé? Why would you look at somebody and say, okay, because this one is not doing my own, no, what do you stand to gain? Let us talk to ourselves in this new year. This is the way that we can move forward faster and even be a lot better than we thought. Just do good to people. Do good to people. The good you want them to do to you, do to them. Whatever you don't want anybody to do to you, don't do to anybody. And if you claim to be a friend, be a friend. Don't be a frenemy. Too many things are going on that is just a function of be a friend in truth and in spirit. If I call you my friend, go and sleep. And if I call you an enemy, you better open your eyes 24/7. Because I will just make sure that that name I have given you, I will not let you know every second, But even as an enemy, God is my witness. I will not do evil to you. I will not do bad to you, but I will just not use, this is my mouth. It won't stop talking about you as an enemy that you are. Let us plug, when you want to do something or you want to talk about something, just plug yourself into the situation. When you want to do something bad to somebody's child, just put your child in that situation. When you want to say somebody that is spreading the toto and is doing this is fine, just plug your child into it. Once you can plug your child into that situation and you are comfortable with that, then know that it's good. If you cannot plug yourself or your child or your husband or your family or your mother or your friends into a situation and feel comfortable with it, take a step back. You shouldn't be doing it. If you cannot plug yourself, your family, your husband, your child, your wife, your mother, your siblings into a situation and feel comfortable with it, then it's something that's not right. Step back and don't do it. That's all my message for us this first podcast. Tonya Adebola, God bless you too. First podcast, first this year. I just felt that maybe if I let people feel that, you know what, you need to do beyond you thinking you're good. You need to do beyond some of these things. Maybe if you begin to plug your blood, your family, or people that matter to you into situations, maybe it will let you see clearly the good and the bad that you are into. And it will help you be able to do better with yourselves, with society, and everybody will be the better for it. Let us begin to plug ourselves into all these situations. And when we plug ourselves, our husbands, our spouses, our everything into these situations, and we see that they're not situations that we would want to, it's not a situation we would want our child or our whatever to be in. And then we take a step back and say, no, maybe I shouldn't do that because I wouldn't want my child to be in that situation. Just maybe we may begin to actually just make a complete turnaround and things will begin to work better for us. I wish everybody goodness, happiness, success, love, joy in this new year. Every good that I wish myself and my children, I wish my friends, people watching me, people I don't even know from Adam. Every evil that I wish anybody, I would ask that it be mine too. If I wish anybody evil, let that evil be mine and my children. But every good that I wish myself, let it be the portion of everybody around me. The person I will wish evil will not be evil. When I say wish evil, it's not evil, hidden evil. Oh. If I am wishing you evil, it's evil that I will say to your face. Let it be your own. It's not fake evil. I don't do fake evil with anybody. That's the kind of evil I'm talking about. Oh. If we are talking evil, I will face you and say, that evil, oh yes, take it, it is your own. But I'll smile at you, laugh at you, and wish you evil. Let that evil be mine. I will not do that to you. But if it's evil, direct, straightforward, direct arrow, direct evil, bam, take your evil. That's not my own. That's different. But if I join Sola Ajoke Adeomayinde, will look at you and smile at you and come to you and everything, but stab you in the back, let that evil be mine 1,000 times over. But if it's direct evil, that I want to wish you, and I'm not hiding it, no, that's no evil. That evil is directly coming to you because it's evil that is directly sent. But I would not, I love you, Bimpe Lori, I would not smile at you, laugh with you, play with you, and wish you evil. I would not do that. So I want all moving forward to just let us do that which we would want somebody to do to us. And if we can do that, if you can imbibe that culture, if you can make that an attitude, if you can make that a way of life. I prefer a situation that you wish me bad, you say to my face, you tell me to go to hell, and I know that, you know, with you, I know that it's a function of exactly that. Than for you to make out like you are my friend and everything is okay with me, and you only for me to discover that I'm not any such thing to you. Let us strive real hard to only do those things that we want to done to us to other people. And maybe if we strive to do that, make that a way of life this year, just maybe relationships will be better, maybe life will be better, maybe things will just be better for us, for everybody around us. I thank you all for watching me again. It's 40 minutes. I hate to have this thing go on and on and on and on for too long. I think we basically have just all agreed to the same thing. Do what you want some people to do to you, to them. Speak about people the way you want them to speak about you, and just so that the world goes round better, and we all are able to live in a society that is a little bit more conducive for all. I wish families the best, homes the best, couples the best, humanity the best, because it is only at that, really, if your neighbor does not have peace, you cannot have peace. If your neighbor is sick and is coughing and whatever in all night, you cannot have the peace. If your friend, if people around you are not at peace, you cannot be at peace. Let us walk towards peace. Let us walk towards genuine love. And let us do only those things that we want others to do to us, moving forward with our lives. I wish everybody goodness this new year. Even as they say the economy is biting, in the heat of it, people will still eat. Any mayo loroi. We would be refreshing, we will be replenished, and it will be well with us. Inshallah, in Jesus' mighty name. I thank you all sincerely for watching me. I just wanted to say this today. This is not more like of a relationship thing. I just wanted people to feel, to get to begin to even think that, you know what, let's get the platform right. Let us begin to even think good about each other first. Let's begin to do good to each other first. Maybe if we are at that level, then we can now begin to think. Because honestly, if you do good to the next person, you are not even thinking of no bad, no what, no negative thoughts. I mean, you are actually at the higher pedestal that when you are like that low and you're thinking of how to scheme that or how to do this or how to hop that or how to do that. If we can put ourselves or place ourselves in people's situations with a view to, you know, getting away with some of these things, the world definitely will be the better for it. To those who are going to watch this afterwards, I thank you sincerely. And to those ones who have spared data and time to watch me all through this, I so thank you so very much. Goodness and mercy shall be ours in this new year. Success, good health, joy, everlasting shall be ours and our families. And as always, I would always be here for you. I'll be back on Saturday, 2 p.m. Nigerian time, 1 p.m. in London. It will be my 8 a.m. and whatever time is will be with others at other places all over the world. If there's anything you would want me to talk about, feel very free to get in touch with me. I'll be more than glad to listen to you. Personal issues you want people to discuss, to throw out, things that you would want us to, reflect on, and things like that. I'll be more than glad to throw them out and have you hear other people's views on what your situation is. Thank you, Yalaje. I'm motivated, and I thank you all so much for again being with me today. I'll be back on Saturday, like I said. Until Saturday, God bless you all, and don't forget what I said. Do only what you want done to you, to others. If you can live by those words, the world will be the better for us. God bless you all, and bye-bye.